And I think another, at least from my perspective, and I'd be curious to hear, Vasu, if this aligns with what you are seeing in the marketplace. I think with support, processes are more standardized, right? Like companies have spent a ton of time. There are knowledge articles, there is a process, there is an SLA, all of that. Sales tends to still be a domain where a rep has an enormous amount of freedom to do things the way they want, and
Sure.
probably rightfully. So I think with sales, when we talk about AI with our customers also, it's almost a play on productivity, right? 70% of time that sales reps spend is spent not sell, right? It's a productivity play. And it's also a forecast that, hey, if we reduce this time by this much, here's how much time, money you'll save. Imagine how much more your people can sell. But with support, it is extremely measurable. It's very
Yeah,
tangible.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
100%.
So
Uh,
is that, are you seeing that as the driver, or are there other drivers at play?
no, that's the driver. You're right, because it's far more structured. It's an easier area to tackle. Whereas if you go into the other areas, it is a prerequisite that you understand the domain, you understand the processes, where are the bottlenecks or blockers, how do we optimize it? So a practitioner view of the world is needed. So when you come in as a partner, that domain knowledge is super critical. Have you worked in that space? So it's not just about the technical aspect of delivering a solution. You have to bring the value of the knowledge of that industry and the role. And how do you see the AI automation play out? So it puts more burden on the consulting partner to be that much more ready to have this more complex conversation, because it's not. So on the service side, you're right. Everything is straightforward, right? There are structured processes, you know, how knowledge bases, databases or FAQs, and the processes are very structured, right? And the SLAs and so on. Here, it's not an unknown area. It's more about you have to dive deeper into that area to actually co-create. In other words, you're not building this in isolation. You're actually working with those user personas, and you have to also bring in some level of knowledge. So it's a harder play, if you will, and it's a longer play also, because there may be more complexity in the processes itself for you to implement. And I think therein lies the difference, but the promise is also greater there
Yeah.
in terms of how much automation can deliver for the personas.